Fairway Media, with the coverage sponsor by Gripped.com, presents the Columbia Cup social distance C-tier out here. Lovely McCormick Park in St. Helens, Oregon. I'm Michael Grummert.
And I'm Ian Blake. This is round one, back nine feature card.
Got our feature card here.
Ben Cole, current rating 999, 2019 Columbia Cup champion.
Next up is the 2018 Columbia Cup champion, my partner in crime, Ian Blake. Poking up like the groundhog he is, Liam Stott. Love watching that guy throw.
And rounding out the card, Madison Tomeno, current rating 904. She is the new PDGA state coordinator for Oregon, so shout out to her.
Thanks for doing that, Madison.
All right, hole 10 here. I like this drone footage. It really shows you McCormick Park from a view you'd never get to see.
Tricky line here on hole 10. It's just a putter shot, 217 feet. On the card, we had a little bit of a backup here. Hole 12 can be...
Oh, there's Michael Grummert.
There's me. Yeah, there's me on the... Oh, speaking of hitting the gap.
As Ben Cole shows us, but that still will be a putt. I mean, it looks like it's outside the circle, but I bet it's pretty close to inside the circle here. Throwing that same PA1 Proto.
Oh, that's looking choice. Oh!
Well, I had to give my buddy Michael Grummert over there something
there
to
he
watch.
is. I don't look impressed, but there's the hand coming out. If I remember right, Dustin Hummel there gave you $1 for that metal hit.
He did.
Very nice.
He did.
Madison.
Too, giving it a good run.
She's like, I see what you did.
And she was throwing the MX3.
Very nice.
Yeah, that's probably one of my new favorite mid-ranges.
Liam from probably about 38 feet, it looks like.
Maybe a little further. That tree is probably about 35 feet. So giving it a good go, but you don't expect to make those ones every time.
This is one of those holes where you just want to birdie it, though, just given the short distance.
It is definitely one of the must-gets that I put into my head.
It's also one of those holes you can get into trouble really quick if you don't hit that initial gap.
That's very true. And Madison stretching out.
Good thing you didn't bounce too far off the basket again. Got yourself a little 22-foot putt maybe here, maybe even shorter than that.
That's about right. I think it was about 6 paces.
6 paces. That's what I counted.
It's funny. That's how when I'm watching coverage, that's how I tell how far it actually is. If they don't have the distances in there, you watch them pace it off. Liam cleaning up his par. Madison cleaning up her par. Ben made a great birdie there.
Hole 11 here. This is one of my favorite holes on the course. You have a Mando tree coming up here, right there, that you have to go left of. It's a slight turnover. I throw a rock here. Very reliable turnover rock. It's one of those holes where you want to have the best drive of your life every time on it. Oh, that is just perfect play right there, in my opinion.
Yeah, my analysis on this one has changed in the last year or so. I don't try to get that turnover anymore. I just try to throw something straight. Usually the result has ended up a lot better more consistently, just trying to throw something straight. And I'm throwing a PA2 there.
Oh, that's choice.
Again.
I love seeing this alternate view on some of these full throws. Oh, yeah. Beautiful shot, Ian.
Thank you. Yeah, PA2, it's my favorite throwing putter I think I've ever... I throw and putt with them. Very true to the line that you throw it on. Liam getting sneaky, and that is a fantastic throw.
He held on to that a little long, but that turned out to be
almost hits the lock.
Quite great. Madison's been throwing a lot of these forehand shots, approaches. It's nice to see that.
Yeah, that's a tricky spot to be. You don't have too much of an option from there. Ben coming up just shy from about circle's edge, maybe just outside.
Madison showing just how tricky this course can be sometimes with the stance options that you have to take. Get stuck in some awkward positions very often.
Well, that'll stop the bleeding for Madison, and she'll move on to the next hole. See if Liam can convert on his birdie here.
Oh.
Ooh, that is an atypical miss for him from that distance.
Yeah, usually he's pretty low on the chains with his putt as well. That was a little higher than what I'm used to seeing him putt.
Yeah, it kind of got in my head watching him miss that, and I took my time and put it right on the pole. Liam cleaning up his par, doesn't look super happy about that, but
This is one of the weird things about tournament golf is you don't want your opponent's shots to affect yours, but sometimes you just can't help it.
yeah, that's
Either
why
both good or
take
bad.
that extra moment. Yep. Hole 12, probably my second favorite hole here. It's par 4. Slightly uphill, very tight, narrow gap, then it drops back down to this slightly guarded green with the creek behind it about 45 feet, so you don't want your upshot to go too long. This is one of those I just try to hit the initial gap. I mean, you can see how tight it is, and it looks even tighter when you're standing there.
And that's even with some trees that have since fallen. It used to be even a little more tight than what it currently is.
Yeah. So my play on this hole is I take a slightly understable driver and kind of force it over, because I'd rather be right than left. Ben just kind of throwing it a little low. He hit the gap, but that should be a pretty typical upshot if you're not down the bottom of that hill.
It's a very fun shot if you are up on top of that cliff and get to throw down on the basket. It's just very picturesque. And
Liam just lacing this line. I mean, yeah, we get to see this catch cam footage. Man, look at how fast that came out. He hit some tree there because I thought that had the distance to get down on the green.
great drive.
And Madison likes that Anheuser approach to this hole as well.
I think it's the smartest approach. It opens up those gaps
Yeah.
through the trees even more so.
I think she threw an H3 V2, turned over just a little more than she might have wanted. But
See, this is, if I mess up on this hole, this is where I want to be.
yeah.
Because it,
Oh, man.
good kick.
Look at that.
that's very close. It's probably within 25 feet there.
Yeah, that's a great putter approach from Ben there. Madison has a tricky little approach from here. I even went down there and watched that because it was kind of she had a very tight line to hit.
Looks like a doable upshot you got there. Get to see the other
one of those weird
very nice
patent pending upshots that you were talking about on the front nine. One of my favorite shots, though.
I've been working on that for the past year or so, just throwing those shots, and I kind of actually prefer it more than jump putting these days. It just feels a little less movement out of the hand.
Right, yeah.
Less room for
error.
Yep.
Yeah. Madison giving it a run, but kind of just pitching it up.
Nice. From Ben, was that a par for Ben, or was that a birdie?
I think that was a birdie. I don't think we missed one of those shots. I remember it being a birdie.
Yeah, actually, I have the scores pulled up here. That was a birdie from Ben. He got a 3 there. Liam also got a 3 there.
Okay. Yeah.
And you got a 3 there.
Yeah. So maybe the par was...
Thinking it was a par 3.
It was a par 3, but yeah. This is one of those that, I'll if I hit that gap, I'm expecting to get a 3 on that. But that's a big if.
Yeah. Hole 13 here. Got a 404-foot par 4. It's another short par 4. Very tight off the tee. Kind of a weird angle that you basically want your disc to land right about here. Elevated green on a mound. Even if you hit your disc in the perfect placement, it's a tricky upshot because if your disc hits one of those rocks coming in or goes a little long, you're looking at a 40 to 50 foot putt uphill.
And with some tricky, weird, rocky footing. I'm throwing last year's Columbia Cup M2.
There you go. Probably got some good sentimental value.
It's got Heather Schultz's name on it.
There you go.
I took it out of her bag when I got sponsored by Prodigy. So a little extra love from that. Liam had a very interesting approach to this hole. He was throwing a high-speed driver high, just trying to punch it all the way to the green. And he was saying he's got there before for a 2 on this hole.
Wow.
But he's just like, I'd throw it up there and hope it gets lucky.
That's kind of the thing with this hole. The disc leaves your hand. It looks perfect. Hits one of these trees that you are tucked behind another tree, and you end up kind of in the crap anyway.
Yeah,
so
what a beautiful upshot from Madison. Speaking of getting out of that crap, that was a display of a forehand. Yeah, and like Ben had a decent looking drive, but still had a weird approach.
Oh yeah, this is a great drive out of Liam here. See the walkway up there towards the basket. He's got the AVRX3.
The disc had another 200 foot of power, but it hit some stuff. So I could see how he could. Yeah, I could see how he could get up there.
About 35 feet out for his birdie look there. Oh, catching some cabbage there up towards the top of that tree on the canopy.
I let that one go just a little earlier than I wanted to. Ooh,
oh!
Ben almost rings it up for the birdie from about 100 out.
Got a little roll away there. Hopefully he's still looking at the basket because on the right side there that can be obstructed.
Yeah, Madison just tossing it up there, getting up to the top of the hill.
This putt here, even though you're pretty close, can be dangerous if you don't hit anything.
Yeah, it's a pretty tricky green.
Liam looking at his birdie.
From a circle's edge. Uphill.
You could tell he was listening to see if it was going to roll away because this is one of those holes.
Yep.
Nice par there out of Ben. That would have been an awesome 3 to see.
And Madison sneaks that one over the rim for her par. Par is a good score on this hole. I mean, the whole card you want to get a birdie, but it can get away really, really quickly. And Liam tapping in his par, and I will be doing the same, and we'll be having a par frame on this hole.
Partay.
Hole 14, 300 feet. This is in the straight position. It's pretty straightforward hole. There's a couple little guardian trees there to beat, but really you just gotta throw in that PA1 again on a little forced turnover.
Looks like you got a hold of that one a little too much, maybe.
Yep, forced it over justice. Yeah, Ben speaks the truth. If you get far enough, it's pretty open. Ben showing us that smooth rock shot.
That's pretty much how I try to play it every single time right there.
Yeah, I find when I get that mid-range shot that goes like that and it's a little high, it goes a little long. So I disc down and arm up on the putter. And Madison showing us that flex line. Almost acing.
Wow.
What a
great shot.
And that was her H3 V2.
Oh, let's
we
see.
get to see it again.
Oh, sick.
What a good catch cam shot.
Oh, wow.
It looked like it was going in from that angle, too.
I've seen some aces on film from that lady. Oh, yeah, you're up there putting. Everyone had really good drives, except for you, Ian.
You know?
But, it's still not too bad.
Yeah, and even the shank. Able to give it a run. And
yeah. Nice birdie out of Ben. Let's see if Madison can follow suit.
Ooh,
Oh.
Basket did not want that one. Seems like this front nine or back nine, she was still kind of feeling that nerves from being on footage. I think she was mentioning this was one of the first rounds she's played in MPO,
And not to mention she's playing with some crushers like you guys, former champions, and Liam being, I think, the highest rated player who played this event possibly. And
Ben Cole, 999.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Him and Travis Head.
Okay, hole 15, one of my other favorite holes out here. Tight gap, 437 feet. You want to get basically a straight drive, maybe a little bit to the finish to the right here, about 300 and anywhere between 320 to 400 feet to leave you this little tight gap up to a somewhat guarded green. But you got the nice fence backstop here to save any errant shots. Basically, the name of the game on this hole is just to get your drive clean through this initial gap without hitting any trees to give you a kick either left or right. You want to stay in the middle as much as possible.
Ben will show us how to do that. Nope. Rock.
Well, he stayed in the middle still.
He did stay in the middle.
Could have been a lot worse if you kicked 20 feet to the right or 30 feet to the left. You're in Bogeyville.
You are in Bogeyville, yes. Yep. Liam's got the distance to get it all the way down there. Let's see if he can get clean. Oh, he's going for it.
Oh.
Catches one of those guardians. This is not a hole that I expect to have a look for two, but it always kind of makes you want that. I'm throwing a F5 again.
Oh, good kick.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was a fantastic kick, and it parked it in that short position.
Yeah, which is a pretty good upshot from there.
Yeah.
A little up and over sometimes, or forehand roller opportunity.
Madison ripping on that H3 V2 again.
What does the H stand for? Do you know?
Hybrid.
Hybrid, okay.
So it's kind of their in between their fairway and driver
Okay.
speed. It's like I'd compare it to like
Thunderbird.
yeah, like 9 to 11 speed.
Yeah.
I like how the Prodigy doesn't put a speed on it. They just call it what it is, and it's very simple to figure out their lineup once you understand it.
Oh.
Liam looked like he was a little pinched off to the right there. Yeah, this is what you're talking about, getting off that fairway. It can be
And that's smart
bogeyville.
play
Yep.
right there. Just pitch out to the middle, give yourself a look at the basket, go from there. This is Ben's third shot.
And not an easy shot. Look at that control with the angle on the
Oh,
forehand.
gorgeous.
Oh, cool. We get to watch it from this angle, too. Look at that. Look at the angle of that disc coming in.
Oh.
Almost hits the catch cam. That should be about a 30-footer. Oof.
Ooh. This is ideally where I would want my drive to land, if I could just place my disc in any particular spot on the fairway.
Yeah, which is about a 315-foot shot.
That's why I opt for the mid-range usually on the tee here.
Yeah.
I have been getting aggressive lately because
It's fun.
it is.
Yeah, I've tooed it one time, but yeah, it was definitely not what I'm going for in a tournament. I did kind of have a tricky little gap up and over.
Yeah, you're a little closer to that foliage than I think would be preferred.
Yeah, and a little touch forehand with my MX3.
Give
Caught
yourself
something.
a look.
Gave myself a look just inside the circle.
I think this is Madison's fourth shot here. A little grip lock there, but she'll give herself a look at bogey.
Oh, Liam snuck a little further than I thought. Just outside the circle. Gives it a good bid, but this was a fun putt. I had a really low hanging ceiling framed up. You know, when you think about missing, you gotta stop and reset.
Yeah, usually if you think about missing, you're gonna miss.
Yep. So I had to get that thought out of my head
And miss.
and miss.
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't even touch it. I love disc golf.
It's fun. Disc golf is fun.
That was definitely a putt that I wanted to hit, but
Well, and it sounds like it started raining a little bit on you guys there too, so maybe that had part to do with it. Oh, here we go again with the wet hands, put the layers back on, get the umbrellas back out. Sounds like maybe it was just a small rain cloud though. I don't hear
yeah, I
it
think it
dumping
was.
here.
I think it was the precursor to what might be coming.
Yeah, before the round, I started on the card before them, and I was telling these guys on the tee pad, like, once we're done with our round, the range just gonna open up and dump on these guys for their last few holes, and
It definitely did that.
that is basically exactly what happened. Right when we were adding up scores, next thing I knew, we were running for shelter, so our scorecard wouldn't get wet.
And a couple of bogeys there. I think I took the lone par on that hole, but you get aggressive and this hole can bite you. It's got teeth. Here we are to hole 16. Another short, tight par 4. 416 feet. A very interesting hole. This is about where I try to land, because if you get left or right, you don't have an approach to the basket. Tight tunnel approach to a slightly downhill green, which definitely baits you into throwing a little long and having a longer comeback than you want.
Seen some forehand rollers off the tee here. I've seen people throw overstable mids to putter shots.
I like something really neutral, so I'm throwing a MX3 because I don't like a lot of fade left or right. I like to get lucky and put it right in the middle.
Yeah, that's
there.
perfect.
Yep.
I've been getting really aggressive with this hole as of late, throwing a flippy fairway driver, flip up to flat, and been doing pretty well with it to where it's going to be
like
hard
what Ben's doing
yeah,
here.
exactly.
You just need to miss that tree and you can get pretty far down there. I've seen a couple eagle looks on this hole, and yeah, Grummert had a great drive on it with a sidewinder or something.
Yeah,
like a stand-up flip. He just missed those two trees and laced it.
it's one of those things where if you go for the safe approach, sometimes you get pinched behind a tree, or you'll go a little left, kind of where Madison's going, and not have a shot anyway. So it's like, well,
might as well go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is probably the hardest shot in disc golf right here, just straight down the alleyway. Oof.
Ooh, perf. Oh, okay.
That's still
that's
not
still
a bad
putting.
mistake. Yep,
Yeah.
it's wide open over there, and Ben Cole is a great putter. I see him making that.
And as Ian was mentioning, the little uphill that's there and then the downhill towards the basket, it makes this approach much tighter of a window because you got to worry about not grounding it out or hitting the canopy up ahead.
Yep. And Liam shows us just that. Madison scrambling from over there, but puts it right in the fairway. Oof. The one tree to beat.
Well, Ian hugs it.
Got to give it a little love. You know, I'm trying to look at all the options. It was a little close for the backhand. I really wanted to throw a backhand at this, but decided on the putter touch forehand.
I don't know if you decided or if the tree decided, but
The tree, when I gave it the hug. The
exactly,
tree was
you guys
like,
were working
"Nah,
together."
You want to throw a forehand.
Ooh, good run.
Thanks. I've been working on that touch putter shot. It's coming in very clutch on a course like this.
Yeah, McCormick is one of those courses, even if you don't have a forehand, you're going to have to throw the forehand.
Exactly. Yep. Madison could probably confirm that. But her forehand seems to be getting her out of some of those tricky spots. Yeah, see, Ben was kind of left with a closer putt than he might have imagined.
Oh, sneaking it in there for birdie.
Yeah, I think he had to go through those branches there. Picking my chain link and probably missed it by about 5 chain links.
Aim small, miss small.
Exactly. That's what Liam's doing too. Beautiful birdie from Liam. Yeah, that upshot. Nice upshot.
Tell him, Ian. 2 times.
2 times.
Madison not tapping out a birdie like her fellow cardmates. She was saying after the round that, you know, playing with all you guys, that she was trying to match your guys' game, and maybe that got her into a little bit of trouble as far as, you know, trying to keep up with the Joneses.
Hole 17 here. You got a pretty tight tunnel shot out into this open field.
I aim for that bush right there.
Yeah.
I want to try to hit it.
Landing zone right just beyond that bush. Kind of funnels you into a slightly downhill green. Doesn't really come into play too much, but this is probably the most eagleable par 4 if you can hit that gap and get out there. A little branch that talking about kissing trees, you know, hugging, kissing.
As I once heard on a tee pad of a guy teaching a beginner, he said, use the trees to your advantage. which I think you just did there.
Yeah.
If you're friendly to the trees, they'll be friendly back to you.
Most days. Ben just letting that go a little early and doesn't get out the gap. He will be scrambling for a birdie, but
Still doable from there.
it's doable, yep. And Liam just putting the hurting on this one. That is ideal. Just smushing it. That'll have a look for eagle. And here comes the rain. Slippery discs. You must have been counting your scorecard here.
Yeah, I think we may have got a little bit of a gap in between you guys at some point.
Madison, a great scramble for getting out of that tight spot she got into. Look at this.
Probably faded out a little more right than he wants there, but he's still out in the open.
Ooh, Madison, yep. Also hung it out a little wide.
Oh yeah, this is when it really started coming down. I remember standing under the gazebo and could barely hear people next to me. It was just deafening.
Yeah, I'm just jump putt layup from about 80 feet or so. Madison, a Landheiser layup. Ben is left with some tricky 70-footer here, which he finds a gap to run it. Yeah.
And there was that little drop off you were talking about there. It can kind of sneak up on you like, well, I didn't know I was 30 feet past the basket here. It looked like I was only 15.
Yeah. This is Liam's drive. Basically pin deep. Just lays it up for easy birdie.
Parker Posey.
That's a smart shot. He actually hit the catch cam guy.
Oh, wow.
On that drive. Yep. Don't think it really affected the outcome. And I laid up a little shorter than I wanted to, and
Dead center of the middle of the heart of the chains.
I wasn't about to miss that one when leaving the upshot a little too short. You never want to when layups go wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can really hear it coming down now.
If I remember right, too, it's a little breezy at this time.
Yeah, the rain picked up and the wind definitely picked up when it started raining. But luckily we have only one more hole here to finish with the torrential downpour. And the obligatory hole 18 fist bumps.
So much for social distancing.
Got to get the camera guy in there. I was really just trying to focus and finish out. I was like, oh, you want,
Yeah.
you want, you
Rain's falling, guys. Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay, hole 18, par 3, 335 feet. The original basket's way off to the left over there. This is a pretty new placement in the straight position. Love this green with all these skinny trees. Talking to one of the course designers, Logan Miller, he was telling me how this hole used to just be a wall of brush. And you can see off to the left and off to the right pretty much what he was talking about. Ian letting this go a little early. If it gets over that hill, though, he's looking at a birdie putt. Doesn't look like it trickled over.
It did not. No, I let it. I didn't turn it over as much as I wanted. I hit the line I wanted, but I was looking for a little more flex. Oof, that can be like the rough.
Ben here on his drive.
He gets the line we were all looking for, but
That's a tricky position there, though.
yeah, this screen is pretty hard to access. I've
Oh, we get to
played
see it
about
again.
a handful of times, but realized you do not want to be to the right. The best putts are generally a hyzer shot.
Yeah, way more accessible on the left-hand side.
Like Madison will show us here.
Oh, if she would have got a skip off that, that would have been parked.
Yeah, did she hit a rock or something?
I think so. Let's
Stopped it. It looked
get
like
a
it was
second
gonna
look
be
at it.
right there. Oh yeah, she did get a weird bounce.
A little higher, and that was golden.
All right, let's see if Liam can work some magic out of here. Like over here, it used to be a disc eater. Chapman and his crew again. They kind of cleaned that out, made it so you could actually go get your disc and.
That's a tough upshot from over there.
Yeah, Liam just throwing it from a knee, flex, forehand, probably with a AVR 3 or something.
AVR X3, I think, is what that blue disc he's throwing there.
And I want nothing to do with running this putt, so I'm just going to lay that up and get out of the rain.
It is coming down. This is one of those greens where if you're 25 feet away from the basket in the wrong position, good luck making a putt.
Like Ben here. Look at that little framed up. This will be a good putt if he can sink it.
Oh.
Ooh, full sand.
Yeah, I'm sure this rain wasn't really helping your guys' mindset at this point either. After it was nice most of the round.
Definitely not. Yeah, we were all just ready to get off the course.
Oh.
And it looks like Ben might have just rushed and was just trying to get off the course a little too fast. That's an unfortunate.
That's rough, yeah.
Bogey, yeah. See if Liam can clean up his bogey here. This is that 25-footer you were talking about that can be kind of tricky.
Wet disc, wet chains. Let's see what Liam does here.
Slipped right off of those wet chains. And I will be tapping out for my par. And the scores say 6 down. I believe I shot 8 down on the round. Not sure if the other scores were correct here. Par is a 62. Looks like Ben shot a 56, Liam shot a 58, and I shot a 54.
So it looks like we got Mr. Blake, Mr. Head, Mr. Hummel, and Mr. Cole on the lead card tomorrow. Thanks for joining us for round 1.
Stay tuned for round 2. I'm Ian Blake.
And I'm Michael Grummert. Thanks to Gript.com for the coverage.